certified Piedmontese chuck roast. I'm gonna cut open the bag and pull out my meat. Alright, for our seasoning, I'm going to use a little bit of Bear Burton's W sauce
As a binder.
as a binder. Binder on all sides.
Really, you could use any Worcestershire sauce because this doesn't affect the flavor all that much, but the W sauce is pretty tasty, so it doesn't hurt.
Alright, once we got our binder on, we'll apply our seasoning. First, we're going to go with a little bit of coarse black pepper. Then we're going to follow that with some Meat Church Blanco. And it's a big cut of meat, so season heavily. Pat that in. And we'll let that sit for about 10-20 minutes for the seasoning to adhere. So to track our smoked chuck roast today, we're using the Meter 2 Plus. I'm going to go ahead and set up the cook. Tap, select beef, roast, and chuck on the smoker. And we want this to fall apart, so I'll drag this way over to about 210. Start cook. We will be cooking on the Traeger Ironwood 885 using Traeger Barbecue Select pellets. Our Traeger is set at 220 using Super Smoke. And I'm going to throw this in the middle on the top rack. We'll smoke it for about 2 to 3 hours, and then we will braise. Okay, so we're going to make our braising liquid for our smoked chuck roast. First, we're going to start with a big scoop of butter. That's probably a couple tablespoons, 3 tablespoons worth of butter. And we'll let that melt. Once that's melted, we will start throwing in our aromatics. We have some diced celery and carrot. And we've got two medium yellow onions we're going to throw in. Alright, so our vegetables are starting to get nice and toasted up. You can see we got some good brown coloring going on. And we've got all that brown bond at the bottom of the pan. So I'm going to add in probably 2 or 3 tablespoons worth of garlic paste. Let that get fragrant and then mix it in. We'll mix in that garlic paste. Try not to lose any of our vegetables. And we'll start adding in some beef stock and deglaze our pan. And that is 32 ounces of beef stock. Next, we're going to add 1 cup of red cooking wine and a half cup of Bear Burton's W sauce. You can use any Worcester sauce, but we like Bear Burton's here. And then I have 1 packet of onion soup mix that I'm going to mix in as well. And then we'll just let that sit on the stove and get hot. And then we will mix in, we'll take this out to the smoker and set our beef chuck roast in here and let that braise for a couple hours until it will fall apart from there. Alright, so next we are going to take our braising liquid and we're just going to throw this in the smoker right underneath our chuck roast. And we will take in some of those nice juices and that braising liquid will take on some smoke. So, checking on our chuck roast here, we've hit about 3 hours of smoke. It's only at 147 degrees internal, but that's okay. It's had 3 hours of smoke, so we're going to go ahead and throw it in our braising liquid and let it braise for probably 2 to 3 hours or until it's fork tender. I'm going to pull out our meter before I put it in our braising liquid. So we're going to check our smoke braised chuck roast. Should be close to being done here. With 210 internal. You can see probe is going in. It's like a hot knife through butter there, nice and tender. Should be ready to go. We'll pull this off. And we'll rest it for about a half hour, and then we'll shred it up.
Time for the moment of truth taste test here. This is a pretty juicy sandwich.
And dip it.
And dip it in the jus. Absolutely delicious. Smoky, cheesy.
Juicy.
That red wine sauce comes through.
Mm-hmm.
Goes really well with
tasty.
the ciabatta bread.
Mm-hmm.
Very well done.